Hi, I'm Martha and this is Crumb, and today I'm going to be sharing my key lime pie recipe. This was the #1 product I sold in my bakery and definitely the most requested recipe. It is quite simple, takes no special equipment, and is pretty quick. So we are starting with a super basic graham cracker crust. I have my graham crumbs. It's about 112 grams, and I'm going to mix in 28 grams of sugar into that. Just stir it up. And then I'm going to mix in 64 grams of melted butter. And just quick mixing. You'll have to switch to your hand so that it doesn't get stuck. I've got my 9-inch pie tin. I have a bunch. I'm gonna take about half of the crust to dump in and then start pressing it around the sides. And we want it to go all the way up to the tip top. And then the other half-ish just dumped in, and we'll press that into the bottom and just pat it down. And then it's into the oven at 325 degrees, about 10 minutes. That will check on it. So while we're got the crust going, we can at least start the filling process. We need about 175 grams or milliliters for the lime juice. It's basically even when it comes to volume and weight. I have 9 limes. I think that's more than I need, but we'll see. To identify a juicy lime, it's always like the thin-skinned limes. And if you feel it, it'll give a bounce. Those like rough, bumpy ones are always dry as a bone and a waste of money. I'm just going to zest all the limes because I can freeze any extra, and it's always good to have some zest on hand. It's good for throwing into a scone or a cake or a muffin or whatnot, and it's just there. We only need a teaspoon and a half. Oh, this brings me back to my 3 a.m. shift, being alone, listening to podcasts, and then scaring myself about the lank ghost that everyone was convinced existed. What's the lank? The restaurant? Lancaster Smokehouse. Okay, so zesting done. Just going to cut all my limes in half. The most important thing of this recipe is to use fresh limes. That's literally the only secret. You have to use fresh limes, and don't bother getting key limes. The key limes we get in this region are just dry and useless, so just use your regular, Persian limes. Now we're gonna juice, and if you have any secret cuts or chapped hands, your life gets miserable right now. And you want your limes at room temp. Don't juice them cold, otherwise you're basically not gonna get all the juice. I've tried a million different ways of juicing, and these guys got me the most yield out of my citrus. Those little pressy ones are all good in theory, and then I just ended up doing this anyway to get the rest of the juice. Okay, just gonna check. So you can tell the graham cracker crust is done if it's starting to get a little bit more golden looking than it already is, and you can smell the graham cracker. Use your senses, don't use time as your indicator. It feels slightly like that you can poke it down like it kind of rose. So that is good. I just have the half-liter container. I keep it nearby just in case the crust slumped. Sometimes if the crackers are like a little more moist or something, or you accidentally put too much butter in, it can kind of just puddle down, and then you can use this to press to the sides to get it back up, but this is fine, so we don't need to. Okay, so I'm just going to strain the lime juice just to get out any potential icky bits, just so that our filling is nice and smooth. I'm just gonna press that pulp with the back of a spoon to get all the juice. So I need 175 milliliters or grams of lime juice. First, we will get 3 egg yolks into our filling bowl. And again, freeze your egg whites. Baking is like utilize your freezer. It's not like cooking where it's a bad thing. Give it a pinch of salt. Salt and sugar kind of help break up eggs. I'm just gonna whisk up the egg yolks to make sure they're nice and broken up before we put any of the other filling ingredients in. And then 1.5 cans of condensed milk. It's annoying to have 1.5 for a pie instead of a full 2, but the ratio for the flavor we want is this. Just save your condensed milk for your coffee or another recipe, or just double the recipe. I worked with a lady who would take my condensed milk cans and pour her coffee in them. Just whisking again to get that nice and broken up. And then our 175 grams or milliliters of lime juice and a tablespoon-ish of our freshly grated lime zest. And we'll just whisk and watch the magic slowly happen of the lime juice and the condensed milk kind of thickening together. Okay, that's the filling. Easy peasy. Don't use food coloring. It's always an unnatural green. We've got the yolks to add color and the lime zest. All right, so we take our still warm graham cracker crust and we're just pouring the filling in. And you can give the pie a little bit of a shimmy shake to even out the top a bit. And into the oven at 325 degrees for almost always exactly 20 minutes. Max, most likely it's gonna go over by 3 minutes. So into the oven. The pie was in the oven for 22 minutes and it's just right. I'm gonna take it out and I'll show you what to look for. What you wanna look for is some really tiny bubbles, and it looks kind of like set on the side. There might be a little bit of cracking, but then when you jiggle it, it's still jiggly, but it kind of moves as one. So now we just need it to cool down. If you're putting it in the fridge, it'll be a couple hours, but you can almost immediately shove it into the freezer if you don't have time. I'll let you know how long that takes, because that's what I'm going to do. I had the pie cooling in the freezer for about 2 hours to get it cool enough where we can eat it. As you can see, it's like just totally solid. There's no jiggling anymore. We'll keep it in the freezer while we whip the cream. I've got cold cream and icing sugar. Same-ish amount needed like the coconut cream pie that I did. So just 200-ish grams of cream and a tablespoon or 2 of icing sugar. We'll just go to stiff peaks and that'll be a few minutes. Our spatula, our cream, and our pie. All right, so we're just going to get some cream into our piping bag. I probably have more cream than needed, but that is not a problem for me because I like eating cream. Give your piping bag a twist. Woo! To make it nice and tight. And then I'm just doing kind of a spiral motion as I turn the pie, holding your non-dominant hand close to the tip kind of helps lead you as well. We're just going and we're confidently going in spirals. And then you can stop kind of on the bottom of one of your swoops. Give the pie a turn and start up again. This piping just makes me feel like it's like a 1950s diner, and I really like that aesthetic. And boop. And we've got it done. All right, so this is the finished pie. I think it's really cute when it's like this, just big clouds of whipped cream on top. Pie is done. To get nice clean slices, it's good to freeze the pie, and then you warm up the bottom a bit, pop the whole thing out, and then with a hot knife, just cut, and you get really nice clean slices. We're not doing that today because we're at home and I'm not impressing anybody. Here we go. Nice clean slice. Thanks for watching. I feel like this is the recipe everybody wanted, and now they're gonna be happy. So if you want more recipes, just follow or like, and let me know if there's, again, something specific you would like me to share. And yeah, thanks. Did he say